What's up? What's up? What's up? Once again, it's your man Chaz Ellis answering the questions that you asked me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com. Get involved with some of the questions that we're doing there. We got stuff going on, the discussions going on, like was it okay for the radio to make fun of Floyd Mayweather for not being able to read? Have you ever been in a rebound relationship? Have you? Do you think you should always leave somebody when they cheat? It's a bunch of good questions going on in there. Make sure you get to be a part of those discussions because I'm going to get involved in them. I've been going back and forth with people talking. It's been pretty cool, and I like to see everybody still stay involved with it. Also, there's articles on there you can read, other videos on there you can watch, different things that I put on there. It's pretty cool. And also, if you want to get a consultation, if you want to get access to the live stream of the game plan of Ask Chazzellis presents the game plan Atlanta, or you want to get a ticket, you can do that also. If you want to make a donation, you can do that too. So go to the askchazzellisproject.com to do any of that stuff. It's going to be an annotation here you can click, get on. Anyway, the question that I got was, when is it a good time to use no contact? I talk about doing, just cutting off all contact with people for different reasons, and there was a good question to say, basically, when exactly should you use this method? The first time you should use the method is, the first instance that's good to use the method is when you need to get your head together. Sometimes we are so emotionally involved and we're so close to a situation that we really can't make good decisions. We really can't say the right thing or do the right thing because we're just so emotionally involved that we kind of get tunnel vision and we can't really see what's going on. That's a good time to cut off contact with that person completely because right now you're kind of out there and you're doing more harm than good for your situation. That's if you still want to continue to talk to this person, but you're emotionally just you're in there too deep and you really can't do anything. You can't really have a decent conversation with them without kind of going off, and you don't want to do that. It's not releasing you and it's not helping you at that time. You don't ever want to do things that aren't helping you. If it's not helping you grow, it's not helping you get over the situation, there's no reason to do it. So sometimes it's better to just cut off contact until you can get your head together and start having a more reasonable conversation with the person. The next situation where you want to try it is when you feel like the person is really just taking you for granted. And that could be in any kind of way, whether you feel like they're playing games and they feel like you're just going to always be there and they're just kind of using that to their advantage, or they got you always chasing them, that kind of thing. When you cut off contact with somebody, it forces that person to either not deal with you at all or make effort to deal with you. They have no choice. If I sit here and say, I'm going to block you from Facebook, I'm not going to answer your text messages, I'm not going to answer your calls, I'm not going to do anything that allows you to be able to contact me, I'm cutting off all forms and means of contact and communication. What that means is now you have to find new avenues to be able to contact me. You're going to maybe have to come to my house. You're going to maybe have to come to my job or something like that, which means that you have to put forth the effort. And I can shut that down if I want to. But it means that you have to put forth the effort. So that's a good way to do it sometimes when you just know somebody's taking advantage or they're taking you for granted and there's nothing that you can do to make that person see that, hey, I'm important. Or they're not showing you that they think you're important and you can't really tell what they're doing. When you cut off contact and communication, what that does is make that person either leave you alone and not bother you anymore, or they have to put forth a tremendous amount of effort to be able to see you. And that kind of lets you know where they are, and it kind of gives you back your power, because you always have the power to stop talking to somebody, but you don't have the power to make them talk to you. So it's your way of taking back your power in that situation where you feel helpless, and powerless. Another good time to do it is, and this doesn't usually come up as much, but it does come up sometimes, is when a person is being abusive or harassing you. And when I say abusive or harassing you, I mean you're not when you contact somebody and y'all go back and forth, they're not abusing you. Y'all are abusing each other, or they're not harassing you if you're contacting them. What I'm saying is when that person is contacting you, you're not really contacting them, and they're harassing you or they're being abusive, that's a time when you need to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to cut off all contact. I'm not going to even be polite and field your phone calls, get emails from you, get text messages from you. I'm not going to do any of that because right now you're costing me my sanity and I'm not going to allow that. You don't have to be nice to somebody who's not being nice to you. You can just cut off contact. But you also have to remember, are you engaging in this behavior with them? And if you are, then they're not harassing you, they're not abusing you. You guys are abusing each other. And sometimes you need to cut off contact because you're doing that. But be real with yourself and say, hey, I'm the person that's doing this also, and I need to get myself together so I can start communicating with them in a better way and be sincere. So sometimes you do need to cut off contact for that reason. And that's tough to do if you have kids in common and stuff like that. You're going to have to work out different situations where you cannot contact them, but they still have contact with their family members or children or whatever. Because just because y'all don't like each other doesn't mean that you have a right to keep them away from people that they love, that love them. So that is a different situation. But you can still have no contact with you and them and still, handle that business. But no contact is good for any of those three situations. If you're feeling like you're being used, or you feel like you're too emotional, or you feel like the situation is abusive on both sides or one side, those are good times to be to cut off contact, because you don't need to deal with somebody that's costing you your sanity, and you don't need to be in a situation where you're feeling used. Hopefully, I was able to help you out. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com. Hit me up. Get involved in some of these discussions. Also, go to Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook, where you can check me out on there too. I'm going to put like little inspirational quotes, things like that. I put different stuff up all the time. People have discussions on there too. Also, make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with some of your friends. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Peace.